Hi guys, it's me again, and I'm back with the final episode from our three-part series. If you didn't join us before, episode 1 was looking at interview tips before you actually arrive or start the interview. Episode 2 was looking at what you should do during the interview, and today we're going to discuss what to do after the interview. My name is Lily, you can call me L.
And I'm Wadhani, you can call me M.
And together we are MNL, aka Hanging with the Girls. Mshauricareers, hanging with MNL.
So you've done really well. You prepared, you had the interview. Now it's that period where you're waiting for feedback. There are key things to do in order for this experience to work for you and to work for the company that's interviewing you. So rule of thumb, do not harass the interviewers or the recruiter or the HR manager who's been in touch with you for feedback every single day. So take their word for it. So if they told you 2 weeks, give them 2 weeks. Yes.
2 weeks.
And only after the 2-week period should you then call professionally now between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Call, text, and even the text drafted professionally, say, dear so-and-so, feedback was expected within 2 weeks. It's now the 3rd week. I'm just reaching out to check whether the process is still ongoing, whether I need to wait some more, or is the process over? And keep that as the mechanism that you engage them on. So don't go all informal and, call at 7 p.m., 9 p.m. every day. You just come across as unprofessional and impatient, and it gives them an in of your true personality, and they might use that as a way of disqualifying you from the job. Yeah.
Let's talk thank you email because for me, I actually like thank you emails, but I think that you also need to be careful on thank you emails.
Yeah.
For me, there's a sweet spot between 24 and 72 hours. I feel like if you send me a thank you email 2 weeks after, I just feel like you're fishing for feedback. The thank you email should come right after you've had the interview, because that's what you're doing, thanking me for the email. This goes as well with LinkedIn connections.
Yes, that's for me is the funniest one. Refrain from connecting with anyone in the company unless they connect with you, okay? Because it can be construed as canvassing. Right?
Yeah, you can look at the profiles. There's nothing wrong to look at the profiles, know who
as you
are.
prepare, definitely.
But don't have 50 new connections from company X, because guess what? You might not land the job. And now you just have these random connections that it's an awkward situation.
Yeah.
One more additional thing. Remember to keep the organization you just interviewed that posted with any small developments that happen. For example, let's say you mentioned that you were available to start in 2 weeks, and then something has come up in your organization which might need you to extend what would have been a 2-week notice period to 3 weeks. Just state it. And actually, I like to hear these things because it's helping from my prep time, and it also helps avoid inconveniences later down the road. So you've received negative feedback.
As it happens.
And you've gotten that reject letter. What to do?
Yes. So the first thing you should do is reach out for feedback. There is absolutely nothing wrong. You already have some contacts. So muster the courage, call and ask. And more often than not, the HR manager or whoever it is that you're in contact with are more than happy to give you feedback. And if they're not comfortable or they can't give you anything substantive, at least you tried. Yeah.
And also, one thing that I also say is thank them, and also say you're always available for any other opportunities that might come up. Exactly. Don't just lay over and roll over and give up. Say, hey, thank you for this opportunity. I interviewed here for a reason, and I'd like to work here for a reason.
Keep me in your database in case something that's a closer fit comes up. Please consider me.
So we've been leading up to this exact moment. You have received positive feedback.
Yay.
What should you do, Mudoni?
So negotiate. So once we get to that point, it's important to take your time, and we have an entire episode just for that, so don't miss it. But the key thing to do also is research on the culture, okay? So online, we have Glassdoor,
Yes.
which is a great website where you sign up, trade a little bit of information, but then uncover a lot of reviews about companies. So go in and check what this company is all about and what people are saying their culture is. And if it's something that's not a fit, please refrain from accepting that job offer, because it might just be a detriment to your career rather than building it.
And on top of Glassdoor, what else you can do is you can look at your LinkedIn connections or look at your phone book and look if you know somebody who already works there. And just very carefully, just make sure that you do this discreetly and it's somebody that you trust. Reach out to them and just ask them, what is it like to work here? What can I expect? Because every organization, there's nothing that's perfect. There
Exactly.
are ups, there are downs. It's now, can you cope with the specific downs? So do your research.
Culture check is very important. Another thing that you should be careful to do is make disclosures that might affect how they perceive you or put you on the job. So case in point, you could be in your early pregnancy, and that is likely to affect your job, say the next 6 months, next 9 months or so. So this is the stage to make that disclosure, so that it's worked into how to onboard you into the organization.
Like what she said, it could be a pregnancy. Let's say, for example, you're going for a wedding out of the country and it's something you've been planning for
Your
years.
honeymoon.
You're going for a honeymoon and it's something that's not movable. Don't be ashamed to put it on the table and state it early. And a lot of people know that life happens.
Yeah, so make that disclosure, and also tie into delaying your start date so that you can give yourself a break. Now, I've been a culprit of this. I've often rushed into putting very close start dates from the previous job to the next job, not giving myself adequate time to rest. So don't make that mistake. Give yourself at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks, so that you can rest, reset, relax, orient yourself towards this new work environment, and that will make you that much more successful. Read a book. There's a really good book called The First 90 Days. It's a classic. I think it's the best-selling book on new jobs on Amazon. Read that book. It's a quick read. So delay your start date as much as possible. We've come to the end of our 3-part series where we've covered the fundamentals of interviewing, what to do before, what to do during, and today we've covered what to do after. Now, you cannot miss the next episode, which is like an extra to this series, and it's all about the fundamentals of salary negotiations. So remember where to find us. We are on all the socials. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and soon we're coming to Twitter. So connect with us, engage with us, tell us more about the content that you would like to see. And for this channel, remember to subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you can never miss a fresh episode as soon as...
You had it! I know! You had it! That was the best outro I have heard.